Hello, you magical people. Welcome back on Salt and Sugar Saga. And today's recipe looks dense but doesn't taste heavy. It has all the rich and chocolatey flavor that's gonna melt in your mouth. So, without wasting any further time, let's start making our super chocolatey chocolate cake. So, first thing first, set your oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius to preheat. And now we'll start with our wet ingredients. As you can see, I've taken an egg and I'm gonna whisk it at high speed so that it becomes light, airy, and fluffy. And it's time to add oil followed by milk, vanilla extract, and we're gonna whisk it again on high speed for a minute and so. So whisk, whisk, whisk. Okay, now we'll keep it aside and we'll sift our dry ingredients. In dry ingredients, I have taken plain flour, cocoa powder. In cocoa powder, this is a Dutch process dark cocoa powder. Dutch process is gonna give you a very dense and chocolatey flavor. This has better flavor than a normal chocolate cocoa powder. But if you won't get it, you can use a normal one. Time to add sugar, baking soda, baking powder, and we'll mix everything together. I forgot to add salt at this time, so I'm adding it later, but do add salt at this time. Okay, all the dry ingredients are well combined. Now I'm gonna sift all my dry ingredients into my wet ingredients. Sifting is really important because if any of the lump is left, it's gonna dissolve while sifting. Now we're gonna incorporate our dry and wet ingredients together. Do not overwork with your batter, otherwise it won't taste good. And check with the spatula everything is well combined or not. Scrape your bottom. And now it's time to add hot boiling coffee water. I have taken instant coffee water. You can take a normal brewed coffee as well. So as I told you, I forgot to add salt at that time, so I'm adding now. Time to pour our batter into our baking trays. I'm taking 6-inch baking tray. I'm just eyeballing it. If you want, you can weigh them. We'll bake our cakes for around 35 to 40 minutes or until the toothpick inserted comes out clean. So get set, bake. It's time for a toothpick test. So as you can see, the toothpick is nice and clean. Let me move a knife around the pan so that we can detach any crumbs attached to pan. The cake is really hot right now, so we'll let it cool down completely, and meanwhile we'll work on our chocolate frosting. So for the frosting, we'll take some butter and whisk it until it's nice, fluffy and pale in color. It's very important that all your ingredients should be at room temperature. So the butter is nice. As you can see, it's almost whitish in color. So now we'll add some cocoa powder. I have already sifted my cocoa powder. You can sift your cocoa powder along with the confectioner's sugar directly in your butter. And slowly incorporate the cocoa powder and confectioner's sugar with the butter. And as you can see, it's right now quite dry. So we are adding vanilla essence and milk. Do not add all the milk at once. Add step by step, because sometimes it will make your frosting really wet and runny. If it has happened, do add more cocoa powder and sugar. So now the cake is completely cooled down. So I'm gonna drizzle some chocolate milk on my chocolate cake. It's gonna give very nice and milky, chocolate milky flavor, and I really love it. You know, it will keep your cake moist and rich. And we'll take a generous amount of our frosting and frost our cake. It all up to you how much frosting you want to add. If you want to add just a slight layer of frosting, you can add that, or you want to add too much. But do not add too much, because it's gonna ooze out when you're adding other layer. Now we're gonna crumb coat our cake. And after crumb coating, keep your cake in the fridge for at least half an hour so that the frosting is well set on the cake. And it will be easy for you to give another coat, and then another coat will be stiff and nice on the cake. So now it's time for a final coat. You can coat as much as you want, like until you are completely satisfied with what you are doing. Scrape out all the extra frosting. So with the help of a spoon, we'll make a swirl on the cake. And here I have some melted chocolate. So I have taken half a cup of chocolate chips with 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream and melt in microwave. And we're gonna give a dripping effect in our cake. So you can do this with the help of a spoon as I'm doing. You can add your melted chocolate in a Ziploc bag, or in a piping bag, or even a bottle. So what do you think, guys? I think it's looking pretty nice. And now I'm gonna pour rest of my chocolate on the cake. And once I'll spread the chocolate, melted chocolate evenly on the cake, I'm again gonna give that swirl pattern on my cake, and then I'm gonna decorate with some chocolate frosting ruffles. And for that I'm using star tip, and I'm gonna decorate my cake with some more chocolate cookies. Decorating a cake is always a fun and exciting part for me, and I think that's the only thing that makes it a visual treat. Don't you think? Guys, if you haven't subscribed this channel yet, please do subscribe it by clicking on the logo of Salt and Sugar Saga. You can see at the end of the video, and do hit the bell icon so that you will be notified for all the upcoming and interesting videos. Until next time, enjoy this video. Take care. Bye bye. Keep watching Salt and Sugar Saga.